The Magic Pencil's Lesson. Noah sat at his desk, a pile of books and papers surrounding him like a mountain. His math book, with pages full of equations, seemed to glare at him. History notes, thick with facts and dates, lay open next to his pen holder. English worksheets, marked with tasks and exercises, looked like an endless list of things to do. He sighed and pushed his chair back, staring at the mess of work in front of him. Too much homework, Noah mumbled to himself. I can't finish all of this tonight. He glanced at the clock. His mom would be calling him for dinner soon, and he hadn't even started. The idea of spending hours on homework after a long day at school made him want to curl up in bed and forget about it all. I'll do it tomorrow morning, he decided, making up his mind. I'll wake up early, and I'll get everything done fast. Noah yawned, stretching his arms above his head. It felt like a good idea. The thought of getting all his homework done in the morning, when he was rested, gave him a little hope. He didn't feel like doing it now, so the plan was set. He'd leave it for tomorrow. The sound of his mom calling him for dinner broke his thoughts. Coming, Noah called back. He got up, stretched again, and left his room, the pile of homework still waiting for him. Later that night, after dinner and a long evening of winding down, Noah finally crawled into bed. The last thought in his mind was the mountain of homework still sitting in his room. He closed his eyes, and before he knew it, he was asleep. In the middle of the night, Noah woke up. Or at least, it felt like he woke up. He found himself sitting at his desk again, the same books in front of him. The only difference was the strange, golden glow that filled the room. His books, which had seemed like such a burden earlier, were now quiet, their pages waiting patiently for him to begin. Then, to his surprise, something strange happened. From the pen stand on his desk, a pencil slowly lifted itself into the air. It floated there for a moment, sparkling in the dim light before gently landing on his open notebook. It was a shiny, golden pencil, unlike any he had ever seen before. It didn't look like it belonged to any brand, or even to the real world. It looked magical. The pencil rolled across the desk, and a soft voice filled the room. Don't be scared, Noah. I'm here to help you. Noah blinked. Who's there? I'm the Magic Pencil, the voice said, clear and kind. I'll help you with your homework. Noah's eyes widened. Wait, you can do my homework? Exactly, the Magic Pencil replied, rolling across the desk until it stopped in front of Noah. I can finish all your work in a matter of seconds. Noah stared at the pencil. That sounds amazing. I've always wanted something to do my homework for me. Well, I can certainly do that, the pencil said. But let's see if you understand why you might want to do the work yourself first. Noah raised an eyebrow, confused. What do you mean? The pencil's voice grew soft, almost like a teacher explaining something important. Sure, I can do your homework. I can finish everything in an instant. But what happens when you let me do it all for you? You won't learn anything. You'll never know how to solve the problems, understand the history, or improve your writing. Noah frowned. But it would be so much easier. You could just do it all for me, right? Yes, the pencil said, but there's something more important than ease. Learning. Knowledge. You can't just skip over learning and expect to grow. Noah was silent, trying to take it all in. But I don't like doing it. It's so boring. It takes forever. The pencil rolled closer, its golden tip pointing to his history notes. You're looking at this the wrong way. If you rush through your work, you're missing out on the knowledge hidden in these pages. You're missing the fun of discovering new things. What if I told you that learning doesn't have to be boring? What if you could actually enjoy it? Noah's eyes narrowed. Enjoy it? How is that even possible? The pencil spun in the air and pointed to the math book. Let me show you. You know that equation you've been struggling with? Let me help you solve it, step by step. I won't just give you the answer. I'll guide you through the process. Noah watched as the pencil began to move across the paper, writing the equation out in a neat, flowing manner. It didn't just give him the answer. It helped him understand why each step mattered. Slowly but surely, the pencil explained each part of the equation, showing him where he had made mistakes before and how to fix them. Noah watched in amazement. The math wasn't so hard when you broke it down into steps. Wow, he whispered. I get it now. Exactly, the pencil said. rolling back to his history notes. Now, what about these dates? What's the story behind them? What's the point of memorizing dates if you don't understand what they mean? Noah looked at the page, the dates staring back at him. I guess. I've never really thought about why those events were important. They were just things I had to remember for the test. Exactly, the pencil agreed. But think about it. Each date represents something bigger, a turning point in history, a discovery, an invention. If you understand the context, the story behind the dates, learning becomes a journey. It's not just about memorizing facts. It's about understanding how the world works. Noah felt a spark of curiosity. He leaned in closer to the book. So, I'm not just memorizing dates for a test. I'm learning about how the world changed. Exactly, the pencil said. When you start to see learning as something interesting, something worth exploring, you'll enjoy it. Noah looked down at his English worksheet, and for the first time, he didn't see it as a boring task. He saw it as a challenge, a chance to express his ideas, to practice his writing. With the pencil's guidance, he began to work through the questions. He found that writing his essay wasn't as difficult as he thought. He could put his thoughts together, organize them, and craft an argument that made sense. It's not that bad, Noah said, his voice more confident than before. The pencil glowed brightly, almost like it was smiling. Exactly. You're learning, not just finishing work. And that's where the magic is. Noah sat back in his chair, deep in thought. The magic pencil had shown him that homework wasn't just something to get over with. It was an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to discover new things. The pencil wasn't there to do the work for him. It was there to help him understand it, to see it in a new light. Thank you, Magic Pencil, Noah said, feeling grateful. I understand now. Learning is more than just finishing homework. It's about the journey and the process. The pencil twirled in the air. You got it, Noah. Remember, the real magic is in your own effort. When you try, when you take the time to learn, that's where the magic happens. With those words, the pencil floated back to the pen stand and settled down, its glow dimming as the room around Noah slowly faded. The next morning, Noah woke up feeling different. The room was filled with sunlight, and the mountain of homework still sat on his desk. But Noah didn't feel overwhelmed or anxious. Instead, he felt excited. He was ready to face the work. He sat down at his desk, taking a deep breath. Instead of dreading the math problems, he eagerly began solving them, remembering the steps the magic pencil had shown him. Each equation made sense, and as he moved on to history, he saw the events in a new light, understanding how they connected to the world he lived in. Even the essay that once seemed like a chore became an opportunity to share his thoughts and ideas. By the time he finished his homework, Noah felt proud of himself. He hadn't just completed the tasks he had learned, he had enjoyed it. And as he looked at the completed work, he smiled, remembering the magic pencil's lesson. Learning wasn't about shortcuts or doing things the easy way. It was about effort, curiosity, and the joy of discovering something new. From that day forward, Noah approached his studies with a different attitude. He didn't just see homework as a burden. He saw it as a chance to learn and grow. And in the end, that was the real magic.